Hi there, Dr. Gary here on the road. We sell dental practices nationwide. We are dental practice brokers. I was a dentist for 25 years, now doing the brokerage for 16. Today's topic is it a good idea for the seller of a dental practice to be involved in lease negotiations for the dental buyer? We'll get into that. As you know, we now have 10 employees. We are in multiple cities throughout the United States, and we work every day except Christmas and Easter. So please give us a call. We'd be more than happy to help you in any aspects. It's 201-663-0935 or website to dentalpracticeguide.com or nationwide dentalpracticebrokers.com. Please give us a call. Now, if you have a large, everything you're hearing is for entertainment purposes. It's not legal advice. If you have a large practice that's over $1 million, you might be able to sell it to one of the, and we can assist you, to one of the DSOs, and you're willing to stay on for 3 to 5 years. Often they will pay our commission, depending on which one. So we're here to help you with that. It's something you might want to consider. And we know who the best ones are. They will often pay our commission, so we could be in the middle and assist you. Now, in addition to that, if you are selling a practice, we're representing you, and it's over $1 million, we will reimburse your legal fees upon successful closing. So call us and we'll tell you about that program we have. Anyway, should a seller get involved in the topic today in these lease negotiations? I just had one of my sellers sending me different lease proposals that he discussed with the landlord. And I'm like, it is not your responsibility, doctor. The only thing you're responsible to as the buyer is, when it comes to the landlord, is an informal communication that we have a new buyer for our dental practice. Please keep it confidential, and we're going to forward their name. They're fully approved from the bank approval already, and pre-approval, that is, and they have signed a non-disclosure agreement. Tell the landlord, please keep this confidential, because we don't know if the practice deal will go through or not 100%. And but this seller decided to initiate some kind of lease negotiation with the landlord. Is that a good idea? The answer is generally no, because it's not your responsibility, the seller. Besides making a formal introduction, you don't have to be responsible for anything. You shouldn't spend your time on negotiating, because the buyer wants his own people to negotiate. The buyer generally have his attorney negotiate and put together a great lease. That's the way it works. There's no need for the seller to get involved unless, the buyer asks them to intervene for some reason. I don't know why that would be, but unless the buyer asks them to intervene, it will be the buyer's attorney and the buyer. They'll go directly to the landlord. Landlords want to see at least a letter of intent, if not at least a contract. They'd like to see some pre-approval from the bank. That's helpful. But you've got to get these documents over to the landlord, and every landlord's different. Some of them you can't even reach. They're in a foreign country. So make sure that you don't want to come across as a wise person either, or too cocky. Somebody the landlord could work with. Landlord does not look forward to a new tenant. If he's had an old tenant that has been paying the rent on time for years, there's no excitement in their mind for a new tenant to come in. They really don't want to change. That's a very important summary you've got to understand. They do not want a change, that landlord. They want to maintain consistency. For a buyer to come in new, everything's new. He doesn't know, the landlord doesn't know if they're going to get paid on time or what the story is. They just don't know. So that's something to keep in mind. But as far as the seller getting involved in the, seller getting involved in lease negotiations for the buyer. Unless it's extraordinary circumstances, don't get involved. Let the buyer's attorney do all the negotiations for this. There may be a time that they ask you to intervene, but generally not necessarily, generally not important. A informal or formal introduction is fine, and then you back off. All right? That's the answer to that. Anyway, signing off now, Dr. Gary, fresh in from Asia. Great trip. We're now accredited by the Academy of General Dentistry. So let us know how we can help you. And our trips that we sponsor, you will get continuing education credits from them. Thank you. Bye now.